Hey there, this is a video explaining OneDrive and SharePoint usage, how they function, and how you guys can use them to distribute documents and keep all your stuff backed up to the cloud. So basically, what OneDrive is, it's a folder or set of folders on your computer that anything that you put inside of them is synchronized up into your Office account, which can then be synchronized down into any other workstation that you work on, or your cell phone, or a laptop at home, or you can work on them inside of the cloud as well. So if you go to www.office.com, this is your Office portal. And as you can see, this is like a launch point for all of your apps over here. This also contains recently accessed files and stuff that you're collaborating on, stuff like that. So if you look at this little cloud icon, this is your OneDrive. When you go to OneDrive, it will show you like this. You should already have OneDrive on your computer. It's down here. It's this little icon. If it's gray, that means you're not signed into it, and you simply have to sign in with your Office 365 account, which is your email address and password. If it's blue, that means that you are online. From here, this little icon, this shows you like everything that's syncing and the status. It allows you to update your settings. One setting that I will outline, if you click on Help and Settings and you go to Settings, there's an option here for backup. If you click on Manage Backup, what you do is you tell OneDrive that your documents, your desktops, and your pictures are all important and you want them backed up to the cloud. So what this does is this grabs those three folders and it integrates them into OneDrive so that anything you save on your desktop, in your documents, or your pictures folder is automatically backed up into your OneDrive account. Also, you have a OneDrive folder which is also backed up. And if you look at here in Windows, it's its own separate folder here. It's outside of this PC. It's outside of everything else. It's called OneDrive. So this is my OneDrive folder, but also my desktop, my documents, and my pictures are also inside of OneDrive. Now, if you look over here at the right, you'll see these icons. These are the OneDrive status icons. So if they are a green check mark, that means that the document and the library is synchronized to your device. That means I have a local copy. If there's a cloud icon, that means that the document or folder exists in the cloud, but it's not on your device. Now the cool thing about this is that if we want to bring stuff down, all we do is click on it. It just operates normally. So let's go into this thing. So right here, this doesn't exist on my computer. If I want to open this, I double click on it, and as you can see, that sync status just changed, and now it is local on my device. So this really shouldn't affect you whether stuff's in the cloud or whether it's on your device. And it's actually sort of nice to keep stuff in the cloud because it frees up space on your computer. So I don't download everything to my computer, even though all this stuff exists in the cloud. I leave it in the cloud until I need it, and then I pull it down. Alright, that's that. So now we are inside of your OneDrive Online. So the cool thing about OneDrive Online is the global search is really, really great. You can search through all of your folders, files, pictures, everything. It searches inside of documents. It searches for authors. I mean, any sort of variable you can imagine you can search for here, and you can open all this stuff right here in the cloud. So let's go into this BEL folder. So as you can see here, all my documents, they all exist in the cloud. If I wanted to open this, I simply click on it, and now it's opening in PowerPoint in the cloud. Right. So this is my document. This is not on my computer. This is purely in the cloud. From here, I can edit this document live in my browser, all inside of OneDrive. Any change that I make is automatically saved, and you see this up here where it says saved. So if I were to take this D and make it a lowercase, as you can see, it immediately saved my change. Now from here, you can share it with this little share button. Let's say I wanted to share this to somebody. So right here, I'm going to send this to Hillary. And the nice thing is he's going to get this really nice formatted email that comes from Office 365 that says, hey, Chris Dill has shared something via OneDrive. And when he clicks it, it's going to open in his OneDrive cloud under PowerPoint. Now, let's say you don't like working in the cloud and you want to open this file on your desktop from the cloud. Well, that's easy. You simply go to File, Save a Copy, or Download As will do the same thing. So this will actually download the file and you'll open it inside of your local PowerPoint. But don't forget, this cloud version of this file exists on my desktop already. So if I go into my OneDrive, and I'm going to go into BEL, I'm going to see this. Here's the security hacks. You know, it was updated, as you can see, 1 minute ago. So the change that I made in the cloud has already been synchronized down to my machine. And now if I double click on this file, it opens up in PowerPoint on my desktop, and I can edit it that way. There are some benefits to editing things on your desktop versus the cloud, specifically when you're talking about like heavy graphic intensive stuff or doing like code based stuff. But typically for a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet, it's just as quick for you to open it in your web browser and edit it as it is for you to open it on your machine. It uses less memory of your computer to open it in your web browser. It saves every second. So the difference with the desktop, right, is if I edit this, it's not necessarily saving it until I either save it or the autosave feature kicks in. But when you're editing it in your browser, it's every second it is saved. So inside of OneDrive, you'll see your shared libraries, and I'll go over that in a video after this. But basically, you want to have OneDrive turned on. You want it backing up your folders. You want all of your documents in here. You want to make sure that they're all backed up. And then you can install the OneDrive app on another computer, and you sign in with your same username and password, your email address and password, and you can synchronize those same folders to the other computer. So imagine this, right? I have this OneDrive BEL Networks folder with all of my stuff in it, all of my work documents, and then also my documents, desktop, and pictures are also in OneDrive. So I have a separate work computer, a laptop, that I take with me, and all of those files are synchronized to that device as well. So no matter what, whether I'm at work on my desktop or I'm in the field on my laptop, I have access to all of my data and anything I need. And also any changes that I make is automatically synchronized. So if I'm on a client site and I update some critical documents, when I get back to my desktop, those documents are already updated and they're already synchronized. OneDrive is also a really great way to share things. So you can share from inside the browser like I showed you, or you can actually share from inside of Windows here by right-clicking. So let's say I wanted to send this document to Hillary, but I didn't want to bother with going into the cloud. I'd simply right-click on this, and there's a little share icon here, and I hit share, and then I get that same sort of box asking me who do I want to send it to. Now, sharing for OneDrive is typically done inside of your organization. So if I wanted to share this, I would typically be sharing it to Hillary or someone else that works for BEL. There is a way to share these files outside of your organization. And if you're interested in doing that, it does take another step or two, maybe a little bit of setup. But right here, if I select Hillary Vandegrift, he's going to get an email from OneDrive that says, hey, Chris Dill has shared this to you. Do you want to accept it? Another cool thing about that feature is when he opens it, I get an email back saying, hey, Hillary's opened your file, so I know that he's actually read it. But let's say I wanted to just send it to somebody outside of the organization. There is a way to do that just by copying the link and sending the link to somebody. Now, there is a little bit of complexity there because of permissions. So OneDrive doesn't want to just open up your OneDrive to everybody. So when you send this link to somebody, that link is valid for that person, and they can edit your document as long as that document stays where it is. It doesn't mean they'll be able to get into your other files or associated files. Now, if you were to share a folder with somebody, they would be able to access everything in that folder until you either turned off sharing or move the folder. So with this link, you could take this link and you could send this link to somebody, And as long as the permissions were set correctly on your OneDrive, they'd be able to just open the document. So this is a much safer and a much better way to share things for a couple reasons. One, you're just sending a link, you're not sending actual data. Two, you can send file types that you couldn't normally send over email, such as zip files and things that are going to get flagged by spam filters. Three, it keeps email size small. You don't want to load up everyone's email with these huge PDF documents when you can just send them a link instead. And lastly, the real great thing about sharing in this way is that the document that you share is live, right? So if I go in here and I'm editing this PowerPoint and I share this PowerPoint to Hillary and he opens it, he can see my changes live as they're occurring. There's a little red line that appears next to here and it says Chris Dill. He will be able to see exactly what I'm updating, what I'm changing. He'll also be able to collaborate with me. So two people can work on the same document at the same time with all changes captured on both sides of the fence. And it's a very great thing, especially when you're having a meeting with other staff, other employees. You can open up the meeting and they can see where your cursor is, which allows them to follow along in your document. Say it's a task list or something. You can ask for feedback and get people to highlight things or correct your spelling or whatever the situation is. It's really, really great to have real-time collaboration with other people. So that's it. The OneDrive setup is pretty easy, automatic. It's a couple of clicks once you're signed in your account. And then once you're signed in, all your stuff is synchronized to the cloud. And then if you want to synchronize it elsewhere, you just need to sign in. I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's also a phone app on Android and iPhone. You download the OneDrive app and you sign in, and you now have on your phone all of your work documents. You can open them inside of OneDrive on your phone. You can edit stuff, you can share it, you can send it to email. Let's say you're on an airplane and someone asks for that PowerPoint presentation you were editing earlier today. Okay, we'll sign into your OneDrive, find the PowerPoint, share it to email, and send it on over to them. And you can do that in about 10 seconds before the plane takes off without actually having to load the PowerPoint on your phone and do all this crazy thumb drives or open your laptop or anything else. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to any of the staff at BEL Networks. You can email support@belness.com or give us a call at 804-796-2631. Thank you for your time.